at the LOBPA Nordic Champions League. It's going to be a tight game, I think. Stockholm against Bærums Verk. Klaus, who's your favorite for this game?
Stockholm obviously has won this tournament on the two other occasions we've played it, and they have been, I mean, honestly, they've been fairly dominant throughout. And there's no doubt in my mind that they are pretty big favorites for this game as well.
Yeah.
That said, Bærums Verk, the Norwegian team, they can be tough to open up. They have a really great defense. So if the game goes on for long without Stockholm breaking through, they have a tendency. They can get frustrated. They can get sort of bent out of shape because be out of frustration. This is, of course, from Group 2, where we have all the strong teams from each country, and therefore we might see some. These are Stockholm, obviously the pre-tournament favorites, and Bærums Verk generally the stronger team in Norway, and in fact are the Norwegian champions as of a month ago or so. High pressure from Stockholm. This is signature from them. Viewers from earlier years may notice the absence of Daniel Pitselnik, who was, I think we picked him for player of the tournament in the first year we did this.
Yeah, and he was, because he was
on fire.
Extremely
fast, scoring on everything. He was completely on fire for that weekend. He's missing from the team this year. He hasn't been able to make the trip, and he's been substituted with the little guy, Lukas Ørevik, who's playing his first Champions League. Oof. Finn Hermansen cleans up the shot from.
That's not.
Oh, excuse me. No, that's Kiese, Johannes Kiese.
Oh.
Nice shot. There's a lot of action here early. Andreas with a nice shot, but obviously well wide of the goal. But it was definitely they found a weakness in the defense there.
And online, we are receiving some shout-outs from Seth Anderson. Come again, nu Samuel. So that's probably a Swedish fan,
we got the,
cheering for his team.
We got the Stockholm fans in full throat. Ooh, Lucas gets around Numon here. These guys don't know. Oh, very close again. I mean, this it's end-to-end action here. There's not a lot of defense being played. These guys don't know Lukas Ørevik all that well, so it's always dangerous when he's on the ball because you don't quite know what to expect. Here's an offensive foul. Slight one, but it was there.
Already a timeout here made by.
We get a timeout here from Bærums Verk.
Isn't that a new coach? I can't seem to remember him.
Don't recall if he was here last year. He's a regular though. I've met him a bunch of times. Yeah.
Yeah, but last year Bærums Verk was not here.
That's right. That's why, of course.
No,
yeah.
they were here. It was Lillestrøm. They were not here. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a history lesson here.
Yeah.
Yes, that was Arendal last year who was the second team from Norway. This is the challenge playing against Stockholm. They are so aggressive. I mean, if that ball gets out, none of these Stockholm players are going to get back, but they are so confident that they are able to shut things down like this that they don't need a goalie. Look at Lucas Rövik's positioning behind the goal. I mean, that's very, very, very aggressive. I don't think you'd see any Danish team do that ever, basically. But they are so confident in their ability to shut things down, and they do so again. And now they'll get a 50-50 shot at a face-off here.
Yeah, but to be honest, doing things that no one does, that is really for me what Stockholm is all about. You're just saying, oh, no Danish team would ever do that. No, but that's Stockholm.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have taken what Danish teams have been doing, what Malmö before them have been doing. Malmö obviously heavily influenced by Niklas Charlton. Taking what other teams are doing and just turning it up to 11. I mean, they're just hyper aggressive at all times. I mean, look, their opponent is across midcourt, and there are no one in the Stockholm goal area. They wait for so long to go defensive. Svensson here on the ball. He might get surrounded here behind his own net. Verk will try to shut it down, but actually Andreas Sem is able to pull out the ball and they take over possession, but quickly swarmed by Swedish players. Sem here with the ball. And nice try from Sem, but Rövik and Svensson were able to, combine for the save there. Not generally thought of as a goalkeeper, Lucas Rövik, and if Verket is able to catch Stockholm with Rövik in goal, that might be an opening to take advantage of. Nymoen also aggressive goalkeeping, takes over control now. Yeah, here's Elviong. Sim gets back. Doubt this will go anywhere. I think the referees would do well to just reset play. A lot of contact in the fight along the boards here. But Dommer Poul Sørensen lets it go. Nymoen does well here, covers off both players. Not easy to do.
I don't know if you are able on the stream to hear it, but Bærums Verk, they really got a coach there cheering for his team.
Very, very vocal.
Yeah, very vocal. That's pretty unusual, actually.
Yeah, I guess so. Although, I mean, the Stockholm guys, they can bring it too.
Stockholm can bring it too.
So this might be the most noisy benches we'll see all weekend.
But
for
seen
sure.
from a Danish perspective, it's very unusual.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it comes down to very few people, and And I mean, back in the day when Aalborg played at the top level, there was some shouting going on too. So
can't remember.
we get a timeout here. I mean, obviously, Verket can probably be happiest about a tie here. Man, those 30 seconds, they fly by. We are already ready to resume play here. Samuel Elvjong not happy with the way he took that free ball.
On fire, to be honest.
Yeah, that's an interesting sartorial choice there from Sammy with the fire pants.
Could be that Stockholm is on fire.
Oof, a lot of contact. I mean, the Champions League, man, it's lit.
It's lit up. We could need some fire up here as well.
Yeah. Ooh, loose ball. Loose ball's always dangerous in these games where we have so much speed on the court. Both Sammy and Lukas Ørvik, they can really bring it. Loose balls are gonna kill you. Good job here by Stockholm. And they have an opening now. Oof, good job by Nymoen. Nope.
Oh. And now we got my innocent on the stream as well. Come again, Verket.
Yeah.
So probably we got some Bærums Verk fans as well. It could be a mother.
Maybe it's the mother of Andreas. I'm not familiar. We're gonna have a face-off here. I think the teams were confused for a moment. Ørvik wins the face-off. They have to be careful now. Verket. Nymoen is caught out of the net. Sem is there, and a screening violation of some sort is called on Stockholm. Yeah, that was dicey for Verket, almost having their goalkeeper caught out of position.
Stockholm is just all over.
Yeah, I mean they're swarming. It's what they do. They bring the pressure so high that they are always around the ball. They always are around the ball with two guys basically. It's very, very hard.
Have you tried playing against them?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. It's sometimes it feels like they are just completely suffocating your offense. Really, really, really tough opponent.
For me, it seems like it must be very frustrating to play against.
Yeah.
Because when you get a chance, of course, it's a good chance because they have this high pressure. But like 9 out of 10 times, you're just losing the ball.
Yeah. And I mean, that high line, we saw it in the earlier game with Lillestrøm. That high line is effective in that it really shuts down your opponent. But if you make one mistake, it's an easy goal on the other end. Stockholm, though, they just seem to never make that mistake. You wait all game for them to screw up just once, but so rarely happens. It's just a brilliant team. But Verk are hanging in there with 2 minutes and change to go in the first half here.
It's a good game for them until now, I think. Very good game. I'm impressed.
These two teams being drawn with the Premier Danish team as well, and so these are three really good teams in the same group, and we might see an early elimination of some otherwise great teams here due to this fluke of a group draw we saw yesterday. Johannes misses a block there on the edge, allowing Ørvik to attack the ball. Yeah, this is a score. Wow. Verk being caught without the goalkeeper in place.
Took a timeout.
It all started with Johannes missing a screen, missing a block on offense for Verk, allowing Ørvik to counter-attack, and that ended up with Verk completely out of shape, unbalanced, and in the panic, both goalkeepers Sem and Nymon get caught out in. Get screened away so that they can't get into the net, and
yeah, exactly.
Man, that's tough. Just before halftime too.
Yeah, and it's tough because
we got 15
Stockholm,
seconds here.
It's so hard to score against Stockholm. So
yeah,
keeping them from scoring that's a good opportunity.
Yeah, that's one thing, but now you're behind. It's gonna be really, really hard. Guess with a nice shot here, but. That's it for the first half. I think we'll step aside for a couple minutes and be right back with the second half. Okay, Simon.
So we're live here again from second half of second match, Stockholm against Bærums Verk. It's 1-0 to Stockholm.
Oh. We got the buzzer going off already.
Yeah, we got a pretty weird buzzer over there.
Okay.
The sound is like it's something from the Middle East.
From the Middle East?
It's like a Middle East trumpet.
Okay.
You haven't been to the Middle East?
Nah, I haven't heard trumpets like that. Yeah. The classic trumpets of the Middle East.
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here first.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Christopher says in the commentary.
Not a huge surprise. Christopher is the coach of the Aarhus teams, so.
Yeah, but it's a pretty weird timing of saying Go Tigers right now.
Yeah, that's also true, but he wouldn't have time for it when he's coaching, so I suppose now is as good a time as any for him.
But Klaus, as we talked about in this halftime period, it's going to be a tough one for Bærums Verk to get back because
it's
Stockholm, they are very, very good at attacking defense. Or
Yeah.
what would you call it?
yeah. I mean, aggressive defense and one of the few ways where you can beat Stockholm is if you can somehow frustrate them. Especially Samuel, and also I feel like sometimes Marco Svensson. Oh, here's a goal again, man. Yeah, that's the ball game, folks. We could try and convince you that this would somehow be close again, but this is it. As I was saying, one of the ways you could hope to beat this team is by frustrating them, and then they start making mistakes. They start trying to forcing things, but when they get up, when they get the lead, they calm down completely, and now you're in a big hole when you fall behind these teams.
Yeah, now it's already 2-0.
And now they're down 2, and I mean it's over. We could try to keep the viewers at home hanging around, but this is a really steep hill for Verket to climb. So again, moving the boards here is it's not allowed, and Verket will take over. But turning the ball over for Stockholm high up the court it's almost not a problem because they so quickly and easily are able to surround their opponent. We'll get another timeout here from Verket. I guess it was Stockholm's timeout earlier. Otherwise, it'd be weird to use it this early. Each team, of course, having 2 timeouts per half.
Bærums Verk, they're really good at using the timeouts.
Definitely. I mean, you gotta make sure you're on the same page. Immediately they are shut down. Even after a free ball in the corner, they completely get shut down immediately. It's really tough. Oh, we get a foul. Samuel did not like that call.
He's fiery.
You could see it in his face. He hates it. They are very close right now. The referee's allowing Samuel to be all over basically Andreas Sim when he took that free ball. I mean, if they're gonna allow that, they will never have a chance to. Ooh, beautiful! Wow. Yeah. And a bit of a mistake here from Gaute Nymoen. I mean,
yeah, it was a mistake.
It's rare we get to call that out, but
also Samuel hitting the post and then into the goal.
Yeah, did it go off the post? Maybe it did, but I mean, at that close range, he is able to control almost precisely where the ball goes in. So, but obviously getting caught off guard, getting beat around the outside on pure speed. And pure speed is really one of Nymoen's premier skills, and so a little surprising to see Samuel getting by him that quickly. Yeah, he'll be. He would want that back, Nymon, for sure. Yeah, so we get a foul here. I'm not sure I agree with that call. I think Bærum, with the problems they have had getting out cleanly after these free balls, I think they would prefer to let the advantage count and keep attacking instead of getting a little bit of a inconsequential foul. Look, it's already a turnover now. It's not easy. They have no one in goal right now. Yeah. Once again, the high pressure paying dividends.
But sorry, I don't understand why Johannes didn't try to go behind goal and get into the goal, because it was a question of seconds before it
sure. Not sure I'm willing to pin it all on Johannes there. I mean, again, it's a high pressure. They
but he could have tried.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but he was never going to make it. Desperation time here from Andreas. And now it's going to be 5. Yep. Was there out of bounds? No. Okay. Yeah, this has really escalated quickly. Again, this is, I mean, Svensson leaving the goal there to go out and get pressure on Andreas immediately. It's so tough, man. I got there aggressive, and now they have a huge lead. Now they can play without really fear of conceding, and they can just completely overwhelm their opponent. Oof. That's a dicey save from Nymon with the rear wheel there.
Yeah, that was good. But like 5-0, that's...
You say good, I say slightly fortunate.
You said lucky.
Very close. This is that was actually, I mean, that was sort of classic Stockholmian shot they got there. Stockholmian, maybe, I don't know. Let's go with Stockholmian. The pass up to the top of the arc, and then having the third guy punch in and go for the shot. Very, very rare to see that in Danish hockey, and I think basically Stockholm are inventors of that pass and shot, or at least they are the first to really make it work. Yeah, Svensson gets a turn on the ball here. Constantly looking, trying to find a pass for Elvjung. He finally does, but it's never really dangerous. Ooh, Sim got to be awake here. Oh, what was that?
That's a detail.
Was that a deke or was that a miss from Elvjung? I don't know. That looked very weird. Oh. I think Samuel could have scored if he had just shot himself instead trying to find his teammate.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're up 5-0.
Get your far corner there.
Get your teammates involved. no really need for scoring the 6 and 7 and 8 goal yourself. Try to get your teammates involved, get everyone into the tournament.
Desperation.
Just trying to create something, anything. He knows that the moment he stops and he goes into the boards, they are going to surround him. Stockholm is going to surround him, and so instead he tries to flings a desperate pass ahead and hope for something, something random, something good to happen. Johannes needs to get into this. He is not screening anybody right now. Uh-oh. Ilvion can't find an opening. There's no one in goal. Numoen very aggressive. He's had enough of this. He's going for it. Svensson and Kiese, this is something to look out for. A lot of contact in their little matchup in front of the goal, and Svensson is frustrated with Kiese, who is reversing a lot and making a lot of contact. Kiese has always been a bit of a hot hitter, and now he will be substituted for Finn Hermansen.
Actually, that's a good substitute at the moment, I think. Johannes Kiese is not.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's such a tough opponent, but definitely they need more from Johannes, I think.
Yeah, and they're behind at the moment, and yeah, it's
yeah.
hard.
I mean, who cares? Who cares at this point? They're not going to make up 5 goals anyway. Try to get the rest of the team involved.
And now we have.
They got to do better than this, Verk.
I mean, Magnusson on the pitch as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize there's Felix Magnusson from Stockholm enters instead of Ørvik. Whoa. A lot of contact. And I mean, Svensson does not back down ever. If he feels like you're being rough with him, he's gonna give you back in kind. I mean, Verk has to do better than this. They turn it over immediately. I mean, Stockholm are good, but they're not this good. You got to be able to at least control the ball off of those free balls. Ooh. Gaute just gets back to cover off the opening for Samuel.
And now we're about to watch Samuel Elverong's show.
Yeah, he's going to get fancy. He's got to get tricky. Shooting from weird angles, you saw right there. Trying to find teammates. All kinds of crazy stuff is coming up. That's a guarantee. Especially, it seems, a little late there on the tackle from Andreas, and probably just let that one go and have a free ball coming up for Stockholm. Clearly, Verk has fallen back a little bit in defense. They are not quite as aggressive. Maybe they are just trying to.
Up. Maybe they have some.
Yeah, maybe just trying to avoid double digits here. But it could also be due to the substitution. I'm not totally sure if they are comfortable bringing the same amount of pressure with Hermansen in there instead of Kiese. Again, obviously the high pressure, it really requires to everyone be dialed in and really know each other's responsibilities. And if you're a little bit uncomfortable with one of your teammates in there, that's enough for you to dial it back a bit. And man, huge shot here for Svensson. Doesn't get a screen from Elvion. That was weird. It seemed to be Svensson's shot to take.
It could be nice for Bærums Verk just to get one goal.
Yeah, I mean, with the
show that Stockholm are not that unbeatable.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this has to be worrisome for the rest of this tournament to see Stockholm dismantling a good team like Verket. So about 2 minutes to go, and this game has sort of settled into a rhythm. Verket content seemingly to keep the loss at a minimum, and then Stockholm trying to create maybe something fancy. Andreas covers off that pass, but his pass in turn to Gaude is off target. And once again, we have Stockholm completely surrounding the ball handler from Verket. Yeah, tricky dribbling here from Sami. Yeah, he wants a foul there. I'm not sure there was any.
Could be nice to see something spectacular from Samuel.
Sure. Trying to sort of force his way to the
attacking foul,
to the front post, but an offensive foul.
.30 seconds.
Tried to pass it out this time from Andreas, but not able to find a recipient. And that is it. It's going to end up 5-0 in favor of the Swedes, and definitely Verket now behind the 8 ball in this group. Group 2.